Hello everyone and welcome to KDH Art Class. Today I wanted to do a special effect using Sharpies and alcohol on a milk jug that I cut out to be butterfly shape to create a kinetic art project. Kinetic art is art that moves. So basically, if you have an artwork and it is moving around, you have created kinetic art. So I started this little mobile with butterflies, and I did a previous project where I was working on, I think, this little guy. And I used this one as my demonstration. This was my first kind of experiment. And I have it displayed, hanging from a branch that I found from my yard. And I'm thinking, I love this so much, but I'd like to try a different effect on it. And this is going to be kind of a fluid, marbly effect using alcohol. Let's see, what do I have here? I have 91% proof alcohol. I'm going to use some Q-tips. The needles and the beads are for hanging underneath, but not necessary. And of course, you'll need scissors to cut out your shapes from your milk jug. I recommend for the parents, and this is my little example before, go ahead and start it off with an X-Acto blade for your child. That would be easiest. Make some nice little cuts, and then they can get their scissors in there and they can cut around the shapes that they drew. You can go ahead and pre-draw your shapes before you cut them out, or you can cut out the pieces and then they can draw their shape on their whatever shape they'd like. Hearts, circles, butterflies, flowers, different emojis. How fun would that be? You know, it's whatever design you'd like. I know kids get into those building block people. What are they, the little Lego people or something? You could do different faces of that. You know, in art, it's beautiful. You can choose to do anything that you want. Alright, so once you have your shape cut out, you're going to need a surface to work on. I'm going to be working in one of my little tubs from school that I brought all this stuff home for, so I could work on it. But it's great. I use them to transport artworks. In fact, I still have some clay in here from my older students. At least got to finish their clay project. No, they have not had a chance to take them home. I'm just, like everybody else during this coronavirus time frame, we're just sitting back and trying to figure it out as we go along. There is always those people that want to sit back and be very judgmental on how things are being done by doctors and mayors, governors, senators, congresspeople, presidents. Guys, we've never done anything like this before. We've never had anything like this before. It's hard to sit back and be mean and rude about it. I mean, nobody knew what to do. Everybody was in a panic in the beginning. Is what we did perfect? No. But we've never done it before. And like we tell you kids all the time, practice makes perfect. I hope we never have another pandemic, but if you hadn't done something before, it's not going to be done perfectly. I really am thankful to how everybody has been wonderful during this time. Uh, you know, the doctors telling us not to panic. You know, the nurses and the doctors doing the most incredible work hours just to keep us safe. The firemen and the police officers that didn't even have the proper equipment to keep them safe were still out there doing their job. They still are out there doing their job at this time. You know, all of us teachers and our administrators doing everything we can to help out those families that are having to teach from home. We've given away pretty much all of our laptops and iPads at our district during this time so the kids could keep up with their education. Now hopefully we get it all back, but you know, it's just been interesting. So anyways, hang in there, guys. I know I am. Thank goodness for art. It keeps me sane. Okay, so you cut out your shape. You take your little Sharpies or permanent markers. I like to buy things that are on sale or less expensive. Okay? And you can color in little areas wherever you want. Make sure it's nice and thick. I like lots of different colors. You know what? I want to try this big marker. I don't know if this will work, but the concept is there. I think I'll make it go around that purple one. And then I like to have a little bit of that color over here on this side. Let's see how that goes. And, you know, red. Ooh, let's see. If I keep analogous colors next to each other, like red and blue make purple, so if I keep red, blue, and purple next to each other, no matter how they mix together, they're going to look awesome. I'll do a little bit of this in there, maybe a little bit of this out here. Because blue and yellow make the green. I'll put blue in between these two. See how that turns out. And let's see. We probably want some red over here. Ooh, wouldn't it be awesome if they mixed together and made new colors? That could be our hypothesis, we're guessing what might happen. A little more purple. A little more purple. Poor markers, they've gone through a lot these last couple weeks. Hopefully they don't dry out on me. I'd rather not buy brand new ones. I will, but I would like these to last. Okay. What do we have going on over here? Ooh, this would be fun here. Throw some of that in there. Ooh, all around. Green. Let it mix with that red. Let it mix with that darker blue. And let's see, what else could we add? Ooh. Throw a little magenta here at the top. And throw a little, it's getting all over my fingers. Throw a little magenta down here by the red, and by the teal, and by the purple, and the dark blue. Why not? You never know till you try. Throw it in between those. Okay. So what's going to be fun is just playing around with this. I wish I had the lid, but my husband managed to lose that. So, oh well. Alright, so I have my Q-tips. And I could just swirl around. Ooh, look how awesome that is. Just, oh, wow, I'm loving this. This way I can kind of control it a little bit, see what colors mix together. Of all this alcohol that spilled. Ooh. You could pour it on there if you want, but I'm, you know, like I said, I kind of like to have a little bit of control. Oh, wow. Look at that. Definitely picked up the colors. So I'm doing, as you can tell, little bitty circles. And, oh, wow. Grab more alcohol. Oh, let's see. Let's switch sides. Have some of this alcohol and see if I can save some of that brighter color. It was getting a little too dark purpley. Oh, like that. Bring it in here. Let it come down here in this middle area where I didn't put any color. What else do I have left? Okay. Let these purple, greens, and teals. Ooh, how fun. You could even just start with this, and then once you have your design, you can cut out your favorite parts. Alright. Now, the beauty of this, it should not take very long to dry. Let me get my tray out of the way. Look at there, almost dry. Yeah. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? It looks like stained glass. What a beautiful way of doing your butterfly wings. And now we need to turn it into something to hang for our kinetic art. We want the movement. And I like adding some of this stuff hanging down. Not the best string, but I do have something here. Crochet cotton. Let's see, we'll start off with a piece. Yeah, it looks about right. Better to have a little too much than not enough. Alright, now, I like to use my tapestry needles. But you are going to need something to start a hole with. There are things out there, even the needles, but have your parents make some holes. I'm going to do a little crisscross right there and a little crisscross down here. And it's more poke. I like to use something, I just happen to have a little crochet needle to kind of go with that crochet thread. There we go. Just to start the holes so I'm not messing up my tapestry needles. So I have 3 different needles here. I have a size 14, that's this big one right here. He's a little big for some of these beads. The next one, I believe, is either a size 16 or a size 18. And that's the one I'm going to be using because I can get the thicker material, in this case crochet string for you, maybe yarn, or any of the other type of thick string-like material. But you could always, use a regular sewing needle. You're kind of restricted. I would recommend like upholstery grade thread to work with, something strong, but it has a tiny little opening called the eye of the needle, and it's hard to put anything else through there besides thread. So that's why I like my tapestry needles You can always tape or get some really strong glue, E6000, the Gorilla stuff, even, you know, anything that'll stick to plastic. So if you don't want to do the holes, you can just glue it on, or you can even staple it. So I have my tree branch here, and I'm going to be tying on my butterflies and adding a little bit of excitement here, the beading. But like I said, you don't have to tie it on. You could glue it on, or you could staple it on, or you could just leave it as is. Alright, I'm getting old and it's getting hard even with these big openings. So what I did is I got this idea from another art teacher. It's the best thing ever. You get yourself a skinny little piece of paper, fold it in half so that it still fits through the eye of the needle. And what you do is you treat it like a hot dog bun, and you lay your hot dog in here. Uh-oh, sounds like somebody's at the door. There goes my alarm. Her name is Bridget. And then you slide in that piece of paper, the hot dog bun, and voila. It is threaded, and it's so much easier than any other way that I've done. Okay. So I want to add my beads. I'm going to start with the top and then work my way down, and then I'm going to go back through. That's a lot of craziness that I just said there. So I believe I was going to start with one of these baby blues. Alright. And just simply feed it on. And then I think I was even going to go with a clear little white one. I happen to have a variety. The beauty about telling people that you are an artist or an art teacher is they are more than happy to give you any of their leftover stuff. So I have a variety of buttons and beads, and I like to pick different colors, different sizes. You can go symmetrical, you know, and bring it back. Let's see, what else did I have? I went to gold after that. Then I went to the little white circular one. That one didn't want to go through very easy. The baby blue. Alright, and now I'm ready to bring it back. So I have one more bead that I was going to use. Get these other ones out of the way. Alright, I'm going to go through this one, and this is going to be the very bottom. And now it's going to stop my string from undoing itself. So I went through here, and what does that mean? I'm now going to go back through the baby blue and the clear one that it didn't really want to go through. Make sure I'm not getting too tangled up, and don't forget to pull it past your little extra tail here. I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to try and pull all of that string through. I'm going to shorten my tail. Through the pony bead. Do this purplish looking bead. This nice big funky one. Now all my beads have nice large openings. Easy for kids to use. If I get my donations of those teeny tiny little seed beads, we treat them kind of like glitter. We just put the glue down and then let it stick, because I don't have bead needles, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't use them with my younger students. Alright, 2 more beads. Ooh, it got a little tangled up there. There. And one more. As soon as I untangle it. And there we go. Alright, so this will make a little bit more sense. So I went through all of the beads. I wrapped around this very bottom one. And then I went through all the beads a second time. And now I could put a nice decent knot on here to keep them from falling off. So, or I could tie around. Like that one has like 3 little sections, so in a sense I could go through it again and just tie it on. You know, whatever you need to do to that last little bead. Alright, and now I have this nice little dangly thing that's ready to dangle from my butterfly. And I'm going to go through the one hole and through the other. And there you go. I am ready to tie it on to my tree branch. And I'll have a beautiful tie-dye looking butterfly done on a milk jug. I hope you enjoy doing these little activities as much as I do. Please experiment and have fun. Parents, this would be a great way if you do the 3 primary colors. The red, the yellow, and the blue are your primary colors. And you let your child mix them. They should mix and produce new colors. Obviously the red and yellow, if they're mixing, will make an orange. The yellow and the blue would make a green, and the red and the blue would make their purple. Alright, try it on other materials as well. This was a great little technique. Objects you probably have around the house. Have a great time making your kinetic art, the art that moves. Bye.